There are those people that come into our lives with soul connections, an instant recognition of love and understanding, an untapped source of ever-expanding love. They are the greatest gifts. Those that truly see us, those that love us through it all, the ugly pieces, the painful pieces, and everything in between. Not everyone is so blessed to have this in their lives, but those of us that are know the magic is in the connection. There are no limits to our dreams when our dreams are validated by those we love most. In 2000, I set off on an adventure with the person that was all of those things in my life. We could communicate without speaking. We were quirky and silly, laughing at ourselves and the world around us. We saw in each other unlimited possibilities, adventures around every corner. We had fun. We also cried and felt confused, overwhelmed together, talking about the big things, life, death, and everything within those bounds. We were spiritual, both seeing the magic that is in all corners of this existence. On August 19th, we were hiking in the northeastern corner of Yellowstone, feeling so blessed and inspired and deeply moved by the opportunities presenting themselves. We sat on a hillside beside a beautiful river, reveling in our experience. At the time, I was going through some challenging issues, and I compared my life to hers. Why did she have it easier? She looked me in the eyes and said, "I don't know why I have been so blessed, but if I died tomorrow, it would have been a perfect life." On August 21st, we came home. I had a shift at the Old Faithful Inn that evening. Sarah may have had a lunch shift in the employee dining hall that night. The exact details of that day escape me, but what I do know was we were beside ourselves with the great adventures of the world we found ourselves in, growing closer every day. I saw her in the dining hall that afternoon. Quickly, we whispered and laughed about boys. She told me my lips were dry and reached out and applied chapstick to my lips. It was funny. We hugged, laughed, and ran off in separate directions. That was the last time I saw her. This fragile, precious life. It is hard to put words to all that happened next. A spinning, transformative mix of tragedy, unfathomable loss, nightmarish circumstances, great reservoirs of strength, and always, through every bit of it, being tapped into the divine. Sarah went with a group of friends to the Firehole River, a magical place where thermal water met the cool river, making a perfect spot for soaking it all in. The buffalo grazing across the steamy plains, the bluest of skies, starriest of nights. When in the company of great impassioned friends, all was possible, all was right. I will never know why Sarah left that night without a flashlight, why she did not wait to feel the earth beneath her feet before she stepped as she trotted home with friends, two young men equally shiny in their excitement of life. They were walking back to the parking lot, gleeful, arms around each other, moon yet to rise in the complete darkness of a Yellowstone night. There was a trail established and safe. They were just walking lower than usual. I imagine the mineral deposits were glowing, and I envisioned that they believed they were stepping over a small runoff when they plunged feet first into the thermal pool. The chaos that ensued that night is told in many different forms: screaming, splashing, rescue from those that had stayed behind. Sarah went under. The boys managed to keep their heads above water. All were pulled from the burning pool. The boys heroically walked themselves back to the car, driven out by brave young friends who did what they needed to do, calling for help. Sarah was placed in the river, held by loving souls who sang with her, prayed with her, and held space until rescue came. She knew she was going to die, not dwelling in the disappointment of this, tapping into her knowing that the spirit lives on, letting everyone know she would be okay, thinking about us, our well-being, before her own. The physical pain they experienced that night is unimaginable. The great strength that came from it is historic. The boys lived. Sarah died 14 hours later, held in love, surrounded in golden light and the songs of angels welcoming her home. Does seem like a crazy place to hang out now that I am older. So they were walking, they thought they were just on normal ground. And I mean, it is really true that spring just really sneaks up on you. There's nothing here. I think it's got to be one of the most beautiful pools in the whole park. It's so blue. There is, of course, much more to tell of this story, but those are not my details to share. I can only speak of my experience, the one of great loss, learning to live again. This time without my soul sister by my side, holding on to the magic that is, connecting to her in new ways, furthering my knowing of the world beyond, visiting her in dreams, doing my best to continue living the life she expected of me, working to be a source of strength for those who loved her most. Just so happy that I have Sara as a guide in this life. Because I know she's with me whenever I need her. And look at the land that took her. I mean, it's so magic. It's so beautiful. And she was a goddess. Pure, beautiful, vibrant goddess. I love you. That was sacrificed. The many tears keep the memories alive with color and vibrance. The great loss reminds me just how fragile it all is. What matters most in this life? What is superficial and what is real? 20 years later, I miss her still, sometimes yearning from the deepest depths for the life we didn't have. But mostly, I am so thankful for our beautiful spirit guide, our magical Sara, who continues to do big things in her spirit being, trusting that she had the exact life on earth that she was meant to have, honoring the life she has changed for the good, and the guide she continues to be. May we all find self-love. May we all have connection. May we all live with intention and meaning, for today is all that is promised.